Hey, y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Today, I'm going to speak some truth on none other than the guy we all know as DJ Vlad. Some of y'all know him, Vlad TV. You know, a couple of things. I'm going to tell you how I feel about him and his addition to the culture, as well as the harm I feel he's been doing to the culture as well that some of us may be unaware about. All right, so we're going to get into a few facts first so I could get you a little update on who he is in case you didn't know, and then we're going to get straight to it. So, as you all know, Vlad, he's Russian. His name is Russian as well. I can't really pronounce it. I'll give it a shot. I think it's Vladislav Lyubovny. I don't know. I think I bombed it, but hey, you know, he was born on June 28, 1973. Born in Kyiv, Ukraine, SSR. It's like the Soviet Union. But he moved to the U.S. at the age of 5. All right. He's of Russian and Jewish descent. He also produces films and music. He majored in computer science as he attended the University of California, Berkeley. He actually worked for the big company, the tech company, Intel, Sun Microsystems, and Autodesk as he attended school as well, which is 2 good jobs because, you know, Intel is definitely a good company. He's good when it comes to stocks and stock advice, and even has a whole Instagram page dedicated solely to just stock and giving out tips and news concerning stocks. He has a total of 4 million subscribers and has over 2.9 billion views on YouTube up to date. He actually was featured on the Boondocks as well. I didn't even know that. But back in the days, he was featured on the Boondocks. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people don't even know this, but back in 2008, Soulja Boy interview that he did was one of like probably the most notable video that got him like the biggest buzz. A lot of people don't even know that. And like, you know, it's when Soulja Boy was doing a crazy impression of when he was describing how people ran in his house and how he had to shoot and defend himself. He made a whole big thing, and it became a challenge all over social media. So social media actually kind of, you know, helped his platform as well. When that whole thing became a little challenge, everybody was doing it, everybody was making parodies of it. It was funny. All right. Now, also, on the flip side of things, some people believe that he has some type of police or FBI or whatever relation, because he's always talking about he has friends that's law enforcement and knowing people charges. He be knowing his guests' charges, and dudes be like, yo, how the hell you know that? All right, so now that I gave you a little back lesson, whatever, on who he is, I'm gonna explain the problems that I have with him now. So, I never been biased, racist, discriminative, prejudiced, none of that. So this is not that. Vlad has great interviews, and his interviewing skills are actually dope. He goes in depth. He always know a lot about his guests, whether they artists or entertainers, and he's like whoever he's interviewing. I ain't gonna lie, he gets very in depth. He know his business. That he know what he's talking about. I give him that, right? What I do have a problem with when it comes to Vlad and his platform, it seems that he's always trying to exploit the person he's interviewing, asking incriminating questions knowingly, like he does it purposely. And not only that, he try to make you go in depth with certain details that you know you shouldn't be asking these guys. You see what I'm saying? You know that if he or she answers this the wrong way, the detriment it could do to his or her character, or whatever he got going on, whether it's open cases, cases that aren't finished, whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? Now he got some guests that knows like what they doing when it comes to him asking questions, because what they do is they'll redirect his questions, or they just simply won't answer, right? But then you got some of these young artists who are unaware of Vlad, and he just keep going. It also been reported that some of his interviews have been used against some of his guests in the court of law to even indict them. You see what I'm saying? So they use some of his footage during investigation to indict whoever it is that they're trying to indict. That's how incriminating some of these interviews actually are. And I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I sit there like, please don't ask that. Please don't answer that question. Please don't answer that question. And guess what? Depending on who it is, because they want to prove a point, they're gonna answer the question. Sometimes they get a little too in depth. They tell you they did this, they tell you they did that. It's like, bro, why? Not to mention the way he slanders a lot of these artists, such like Nicki Minaj and others, who don't want to go on his platform because they already know how he interviews people, or they just don't want to go on his platform because he done said some craziness in the past, and I guess he think they're going to forget or whatever the case may be, but they just don't want to go on his platform. So he slanders them. And I don't know, it's just like I say, he rubs me the wrong way. The way he sits there and humiliates certain artists, or always calling people out, or quick to talk about rap music, when in fact, the same people we talk about, he's profiting off of. He's benefiting from the same people he's antagonizing. You see what I'm saying? He's not, and you know what's crazy? He's not the only one. There's a few of them. But the other one that I hate the same, that do the same thing, is Adam 22. These guys diss the culture and profit from it. Like I said before, some of the smart guys are smart enough to realize that, like, what they're doing when they ask questions that are incriminating. But you get these young artists who's fresh from the streets, who feel like they have a point to prove, and they on there admitting the crimes that they did, people they shot, crime, like, I don't know, it's just all bad. Guns, talking about open cases, talking about what I'm gonna do if I see this person. You see what I'm saying? All this is information that could be used against these guys if something really happened. Now Dame Dash, he calls them culture vultures. All right. Funny thing as well, Dame Dash did an interview with Adam 22, and he checked him on a lot of the stuff that Adam usually gets away with other artists. You see what I'm saying? They were speaking about Kanye, and Adam said, what he said? Oh, he says, quote unquote, the black community will like for Kanye to, right? So now, look, as I was watching the interview, in my head, when the part came on, I'm like, how do you know what black people want? You know, this is not your, now my thing is this, I'm not being racist or nothing, but my thing is, this is not your community. That's like me having an interview with somebody and they ask me about the Jewish community, and I say something like, well, the Jewish community wants they're gonna look at me like, what? How do you know what the Jewish community want? Let's be real. How do you know what Italians want? How do you know what Jamaican? You see what I'm saying? These are not the mixes that I'm in, so I can't talk on what black people, I mean, like, Jewish people want, what Italians want. So how do you know what black people want? But guess what? Dame Dash said exactly what I was thinking. Right? He said, how do you know what black people want? And of course, Adam, being the person that he is, try to mingle and twist his words and try to make it sound, oh no, this, that, oh, the people, I'm talking about the coach. No, you know what you were saying. It didn't make sense. But a lot of the time, their guests don't check them on the things that they don't make sense about. So they just keep going. And sometimes they got, they're interviewers, man. They're journalists. They know what they're doing. They know how to twist and tie what they say and redirect you and spin you here and there. No, when a person goes in with some type of brain that already know what's going on, you can't put that past them. You just can't. And that's right there. That right there is what Vlad and Adam do. Now Vlad do it more. You see what I'm saying? Adam, he just, he's not too good with it. Like, he's cool, but he's not as good as Vlad. I give him that. He's not as good as Vlad. But what they do is they use their opinion and try to disguise it as, quote unquote, the people or the streets or the culture. And they say they want to know this and that. When in fact, that's not what it is. It's their opinions or their questions that they try to disguise and say the people or the streets or the culture wants to know. No. He's using our own culture to bash us, and at the end of all that clickbait, all them clickbait titles and all that bullcrap that they put up, they're the ones profiting while these artists are stuck with indictments and investigations and all this other damaging stuff to their career. Now, back to Vlad. It seems like he's only enticed when he's talking to guests about negativity. He's only interested, he's only intrigued when they talking about negativity. Every time they say something positive about themselves or an accomplishment, this guy go, okay. Okay. That's his okay. That's his favorite thing. And then he continues to go on to his next question, which is, of course, something damaging or detrimental to the artist. Like, I don't know. Pretty much, like I said, it is what it is. This ain't no hating, no nothing, no none of that. God bless these guys. Just bringing awareness to people who think the same like me. Else not, it'll continue, and the same things will continue to happen. Shouts to the guys like Benny the Butcher and PeeWee Longway, who seen through all that bull crap that Vlad tried to do, and they spent him every time he tried to ask one of them weird questions, or they just didn't answer. You gotta go check. When you got, matter of fact, I'm gonna put in the comment. I said the comment section. I'm gonna put in the description box below. I want you guys to actually look at all his other interviews, and then when you get a chance, check those 2 interviews out below. It's gonna be Benny the Butcher and PeeWee Longway interview, and look at how every time Vlad asks a foolish question or something incriminating, they just spent them or they just didn't answer, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? But that's my take on it. If you agree, let me know in the comments below, as well as if you disagree, you know what I mean, you can let me know as well. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you're notified every time I upload new content. And not only that, fellas, if y'all want to know about an artist, if y'all want, I don't know, whatever topics y'all want to talk about, let me know, because I'm here for y'all, man. I'm here for y'all. We can talk about something together. If you want to know about current events, hip-hop, self-improvement, whatever it is, let me know. I'll talk about it and I'll make a video on it. Till then, I'm out.